Hello.
Hello.
Wow, welcome back, everyone. This is the NgoVo Convo podcast. I'm Veronica. I'm joined by Harrison. He's to my left, I think. Yeah, he's somewhere over there.
I'm on the left side.
He's,
yeah
over there. As I wave. It's fine. It's fine. We've done this for years, and I still don't know where he is. It's fine. It's totally fine. I'm fine. We're fine.
All a part of the plan.
Yes. And we're both here wanting an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. But really, we're here to clean up Harrison's One Piece backlog. Again, we're back. But also, some would say, it's two people conversing.
Oh, like NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo spot right above my head.
Wow, what a genius. But you can watch every episode on YouTube or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. We're everywhere, anywhere. Search us up, look us up. If we're not there, let us know. But we should be there. You know. But this is episode 28 of our One Piece manga review for Harrison.
Because she's caught up, I get it.
Because, yeah. But we're on an exciting part. He's starting Wano. So we're going to be talking about Wano Act 1. Because Wano is split into 3 acts. So if you haven't watched it or read it, do that before you come back here. But here, in this podcast, we're reading. Harrison's reading.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So, he read chapters 909 to 924, which is not a lot anymore for him.
It was a lot. What do you mean?
Yeah. Mister, I'll read 100 chapters in like a day. But yeah, this is, their start to Wano, basically. But yeah, I'm excited. Harrison's excited, I think. But also, we haven't done one of these One Piece review episodes since February,
yeah,
so I
might
be losing it.
It's your
fault.
No. What
Wait, it's Haikyuu's fault. But now, since Wano is done completely in the anime too, and then the next arc is almost done, I think we're a good spot for Harrison to just read Wano.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are, back at it again.
She didn't get pushy until like the last couple weeks, so it's fine.
Last couple days.
Okay.
Because usually this is how it goes. The week starts, and then I'm like, Harrison, a little reminder to read something somewhere on our spreadsheet. And then Harrison's like, no, I'm not going to read this. Just kidding. It's mid-piece. And then we get to Friday night, and he's like, I'm done. Or we get to Saturday morning, and we hop on, and he's like, what happens if I don't read? I'm just going to be like, I'm going to beat your Warhammer figures into pieces. This is the weekly conversation when it comes to One Piece.
Yeah, and I think I'm hilarious, and I do the same thing, because I find enjoyment in finding reactions, and
But now I figured it out, so I'm like,
so
I'll play along.
It's not as fun. It's kind of like, I had to think of new ways to like kind of like keep the shock factor. This is Veronica.
And me too, with your Warhammer figures. I'm like, let me enter.
But yes, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Been a couple months. It's fine because Haikyuu, he's done completely. So now we're back on this. So it's fine. It's fine. But also I'm procrastinating because I'm kind of like, how do I start this again? But anyway, Harrison, was it nice of you to see Marco again? It's been a while.
Yeah, so sidebar again.
Sidebar.
I accidentally, because I was trying to mess with Veronica, I already read half of this, but this was like, I read half of it like 3 months ago.
Funny enough, before we started our Haikyuu like reviews, Harrison was like jokingly, he was like, "Yeah, I'll read a little bit," and he got to one point, and then he just stopped.
Because then I realized I was going to be behind on Haikyuu, so I was like, okay, I need to switch to Haikyuu.
Yeah,
But
which I don't blame him for. But it's just so funny because he did a Veronica thing because he stopped right where the hype happened.
yeah, and I'll let you know
Yeah.
where I stopped
Yeah.
exactly. But it was like, so seeing like, I did need a recap, and I'm also very glad that they gave another recap, kind of like just like where Whitebeard's crew like left off.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice. It was also, I had to also, because it's been a few months, I had to also readjust and remind myself who's where at this point.
Yeah.
Like who broke up, like who's like
Who broke out?
like where they, yeah, what groups they broke
Because
up
they always
into.
split up. They
Yeah,
always
they split
that's
up.
their thing.
But this one
Yeah.
was like
It's a major
purposely
one.
Yeah, this one they
Yeah.
purposely split up, right? It was
Yeah.
each group had a mission on. So I forgot that Viper Cat or Cat Viper
Yeah.
was meeting Marco at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But it was nice
Yeah.
to see Marco again.
healing flame
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
because his thing's.
Well, I mean, you saw him in
I know, yeah.
Marineford.
It's
yeah.
been so long, honestly.
Yeah, it has been a while.
I just remember them doing stuff, but I don't. Again, this is why I
Mm-hmm.
want to I do want to watch the anime just to like get through, you know.
Yeah.
I just,
Oh yeah, did you stop watching it a little bit?
yeah, because everything else on the seasons got like picked up. There's more stuff to watch.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah,
more
yeah,
stuff to
that's-
watch recently, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
kinda put it
That's
on the back burner.
understandable with the
Yeah.
anime. I
Yeah.
feel like the anime you can just like ease yourself back into it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
So-
yeah, splitting of speaking. Wow,
Speaking.
words are hard this morning. Speaking of splitting up. So basically the people that are already in Wano is Frankie, Usopp, Robin, and Zoro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or from
And
like
then-
the Straw Hat crew. Yeah.
Yeah, from the Straw Hat crew. And then who's on the boat is Luffy, Sanji, Brook, Chopper, Nami, and Jinbei.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that entry?
Of course, it has to go wild. Of course, like Luffy's the one that like messes things up. He's like, "Oh look, let's get this fish. Let's
koi
eat this
fish."
koi fish."
He grabs it.
And then everyone like Nami is like, "Oh my god," and Sanji's like, "It's fine. He'll handle himself."
Did you like how Luffy's like, "Can we eat this?" But he like directs it to Sanji. He's like, "Food? Can we eat this?"
Classic. Nothing crazy.
No, but it's great. It was
Yeah.
great. Did you? I mean, you probably weren't surprised by the entry, but was it? I feel like it was more unique than the other places that they had to kind of like get into. A little bit more unique.
Yeah.
Fishman Island was probably one of the weirder ones.
Yeah. I was gonna say it feels up to par, like in that, like, oh, okay, it does feel Wano, if that makes sense. Like it's like, okay, cool. Now we know this is their entry to Wano, right? Like
Yeah.
each place has been like a certain type of entry, so.
And I mean, you kind of know Wano is like on its own.
Mm-hmm.
It's like its own place.
Isolated and everything.
It's
Yeah.
isolated, yeah. Again, they enter, but then they kind of split off again. Luffy's by himself, like a little idiot.
Well, he woke up like by himself, right?
Yeah.
With the ship.
Yes. The ship is okay.
Ship's okay.
The ship is okay.
Except he sees like two. He's like huge monkey and like cat thing
Yeah.
fighting, but he doesn't care. It's just like,
He's like, huh?
okay.
He's like, animals can fight here?
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
No, but yeah. I think this is kind of like the first time you kind of just see Luffy on his own again. Like
I
fully
guess
by himself.
since Marineford.
Yeah. Yeah, since his training, right? So
Yeah.
you kind of just haven't seen him by himself in a while.
Yeah.
Because he's always with someone. Lately, he was with someone. But yeah, I don't know if you... Otama is the first new character you kind of see in Wano,
The little girl.
the little girl.
Yeah.
Um, was it a shock that she knew Ace as you kind of like read into her
Yes.
backstory?
So when they're talking and she has to stay on the island and she doesn't eat. Well, she's not eating because she, then we
They
start
can't.
learning about they
Yeah.
can't. We learn why everyone's in poverty essentially. The moment she mentioned Ace, I thought it was cool that she mentions Ace and Luffy does tell her Ace is dead. It's coming from Luffy, right? It shows that Luffy has moved forward and accepted Ace's death and is able to say that now. I think that was like a very important thing. It was like telling her,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Luffy went through the grieving stages a little, like, it was a shock, right? When Ace died. Because he died right in front of his face. So it's just like, he kind of just, I think he grew from the training, and over time he was just like, okay, it's been 2 years. Like, I think I can say it out loud now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was also proud of Luffy. It's just like, yeah, he kind of died.
Yeah, but because agreed, because I think it's like the first time like he outright says it, right?
And no one like really says it either.
Yeah, no one says it.
Arcs in the other arcs, or like they don't even like say Ace's name. Like Ace isn't mentioned a lot after Marineford.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. I mean, Otama's reaction was kind of rightfully
No, it makes sense. No,
it made sense, right?
Yeah, it's the shock, right? So it wasn't surprising. It was surprising that Ace is there.
And they don't get the news. They don't get news.
No, no.
There. Yeah.
I mean, Ace wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
No.
Classic. But
classic brothers.
So that again, so for me, it's like I'm actually curious what else Ace did, because they can't just be like, oh, he just got there. I'm sure he did other stuff in the area, but that's my guess. See. That's just my guess right now. Yeah,
that's your guess.
Okay, but I think Otama, like, there's a point when she got hungry and she does the thing that what's this? The other kid, Momonosuke.
Momo, yeah. Yeah, Momonosuke.
Yeah, they do the thing or they all do the samurai shame thing. He's like, can't let anyone hear me be hungry and all that.
I'm a warrior. I'm not hungry. No, but like Luffy finding out about Wano and like the how the area works is pretty interesting. I mean, he ate all of her food.
Yeah. And it's like when I first read it, I was like, of course he just ate all the food. But then all of a sudden, the blacksmith dude comes in. He's like, why'd you eat that? That's all of our food. But it doesn't. It started when she was like, oh, that's all I can cook, right?
Yeah, because she kind of hid it from him.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it's okay, I'm full. But that's when he took it. It's like he took it personally the moment he heard, oh, there's no food, like for her.
Yeah, and then she gets poisoned, and basically, like, he has to save her.
Well, it's because she drank from, like, the water. Just drank water.
Yeah.
Which is really sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I think what I find really funny is that Luffy got a sword out of it.
Yep.
What type of sword? A really famous one.
Yep,
a cursed one.
But he just took it. He got the rope change and everything. It's like,
man.
It's the outfit for the arc.
When I first read that, and Luffy was just like holding the sword, in my head I was like, Zoro would not like this.
In fact.
But in fact, we'll get to it in a little bit, because they do reunite down the road.
Literally.
And I was just like, wow, Luffy and Zoro back at it again on my screen.
It's been so long.
It's been so long.
Because they were gone for Sanji's thing, right? Essentially. And then
Yeah, they split up before Whole Cake.
Whole Cake. So however
Yeah.
long that was, Zoro and that
Yeah.
group has been working. Yeah.
It's been a while.
No, I just thought, of course, like Luffy's just hearing voices and he's like thinking like, oh, like who's there? Like thinking Sanji because there's a woman and he's freaking out.
And
I don't know.
he's like freaking out, yeah.
But then like all Zoro was doing was like low key saving this woman, but in reality was like, I just wanted their booze.
He wanted to drink.
And
I love the reunion.
And I love how he's like, oh, Luffy notices that like Zoro has food and all that. He's like, yeah, there's just so much around here. He's like, but then Luffy's like, but they're poison. Oh, that's why my stomach has been hurting. I'm like, oh.
They share a brain cell.
They do.
But then, as an idiot, Luffy eats the meat anyway.
No, because he's like, oh, because down the line he's like, oh, when you're older, he's like, how could they make the children eat like this? Not at least let them get older so then they can handle the poison like a normal person. And I'm like, what?
Did you ever think you're just like, Garp trained him just to like think of it like as a grown up?
Part of me is like, was that Garp or was that just legit like him just growing up thinking like that eventually, right? But
yeah. My headcanon is that it's Garp just like pounding it in him as a kid. Just be
to
like,
make
just
sure
grow up so you can have all the poison.
build up the poison resistance.
Yeah. I mean, he does.
He does. No, he does.
Clearly. Yeah. There were a lot. This is like the start of like fights where there were like 2-on-1s, 1-on-1s, 3-on-1s. It was a bit started getting a bit crazy. But obviously Luffy and Zoro, they run into Hawkins, which is another one of the pirate crews in the worst generations.
Mm-hmm. So he's a headliner under Kaido.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is very interesting to see who joins who, like joins which emperor, right?
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
So I think I need you to clarify something, and I don't know if I read it correctly. The other X-Dragon or X-Dragon, what's his name?
X-Drake.
Drake, that's what it was.
Yeah.
X-Drake. They said he was also a headliner under Kaido, right?
Yes.
Because they were talking about how the village was like, Otama. The village that Otama was at used to be like a, hat weaving thing or something.
Yeah, the weaving hats.
But then, X-Drake burned it down.
Like kind of like burned it out, took it over.
Yeah, but that was, so that's currently him, and he's under Kaido. Yeah. I just want to make sure that wasn't in the past or something. But
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But yeah, then they start fighting, and I think the most hilarious part was Luffy, Zoro, and the sword that Luffy had in his hand.
I'm gonna use the sword. He's like, no, just let me see the sword.
I like how Zoro's like, let me touch it.
Let me just
give it to me.
He's like, don't throw the scabbard away. No, it's
but
fine.
What's really funny is that Luffy, when he was running away with the sword, knew it was cursed. So he didn't give Zoro the sword, and he's like, nah.
Wait, he knew that?
Because remember when he was running away, the old guy was like, it's cursed.
I still thought that was like, if that's the line of thinking, I don't think that matters, because I thought they knew that one of the swords that Zoro had is already cursed too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
But I like how Zoro's just like, let me touch it. Let me see it.
What I like was Luffy was like using the sword. He's just still punching people, just holding the sword. I was like,
which probably made Zoro's eye twitch a little bit because he's just like, that's not how you do it.
I mean, yeah, he's like, no, it's not a gun. What?
But they still fought pretty well.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Which is cool. Did you like Hawkins' power? I mean, you saw a little bit.
I saw a little bit, like,
yeah.
But this was like way before, right? Like.
Oh yeah.
So, it was cool. I'm glad they revealed it again, and I don't even know if they showed it before. I'm glad they revealed it because the thing is, I always thought his thing was more dealing with premonitions or like, oh, luck and like oh, let me draw the the tarot cards and all whatever.
Like tarot cards.
Yeah. So.
But it's pretty cool that he just like basically takes souls from other people and just it's like woven into his like power.
Yeah. So like whenever he takes damage, it's like damage him.
Doesn't hit
really
him.
Them. Yeah. So I was okay. I was like that's cool.
I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, did you like Otama's like birthday gift?
It was sad.
It was just like
it was really sad.
Like the red bean soup.
Yeah, because the lady that Zoro saved was the innkeeper. Then there's another girl there.
Yeah.
And then that whole thing. We also passed by it. She can pull her
cheeks, yeah,
and create like or I guess whatever.
It looks like a mochi.
It looks like mochi, but but that I know that's a plot point later. It was just kind of weird. I was like, oh okay, and she could tame animals with that.
I was actually great segue because I was actually gonna talk about that, because she was like taming. She like pulled it, right? But only she can pull it because when she got captured. The other guy was trying to take it with his like tongs. Because there's
there's so much like there was kind of a lot of action going on, but then they were able to like I was worried with like the amount that was happening. I was like, oh shoot, this is a lot of info.
In like a little bit.
Yeah, but they sprinkle it out very well. Yeah, Oda did really like. I was like, okay, that's cool. That makes sense. Because I was speed reading essentially, right? I'm just kidding. No, I was binging.
No, you were. You're binging. Basically what happens is that Otama gets saved by the woman that Zoro saved, who is an innkeeper / like tea shop owner, basically. So they save her, right? And she gets her red bean soup because it's her birthday. And Luffy is just like, eat it, it's yours. But yeah, after that, what happens is that Otama gets captured, kidnapped, essentially.
By people that have smile fruit.
Yeah.
Or a
smile fruit.
Whatever, like bat smile, or like I think the other one was like gazelle smile.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember one of the plot points earlier on, like Kaido has like a factory.
Yep.
And that's all you really know. So, but then they kind of introduce the people who ate the smile fruit.
But it's cool because they're like, oh, she legit has a power, right? Versus like they just have like a fake one. It's not a real fruit, right?
Yeah. So yeah, but also it was really funny because Luffy and Zoro, they had to talk in like basically Wano dialect, which when you watch it, you'll understand, you'll hear it, and it's really funny. But the innkeeper was like, "You're not from here, are you?" But yeah, when you watch it, you'll hear them speak, and it's really funny. But anyway, yeah, Otama, she can do like her little cheeks, mochi cheeks, power. Basically, she tames animals. Yeah.
That's right.
Because in the beginning, she did tame that monkey.
Yes.
Yeah.
But who worked for
Who worked for Kaido, basically.
Well, no. Well, who's the guy that's in charge of the area? Hold'em? Okay.
Yeah. The guy with the lion
stomach. The lion belt, or they're combined
stomach
and
thing.
Punched his nuts. Yeah. But then forgot they share the same body, so he punched his own nuts.
Yeah.
This is weird.
It was very chaotic. This was a very chaotic beginning for you. But it's fine.
I think it's just a lot of like name dropping or introductions. I think that's it.
Yeah. But then, because remember, Zoro was like, I can't make too much noise. But then we kind of at the same time when Luffy and Zoro are trying to save Otama, Law is just like, God damn it.
Consistently.
What are they doing?
God damn it. Are you serious? What?
Even his crew's like, should we go in and like
Before they mess things up.
they like do anything? And then like you just like go over and it's just like Law, and he's like, God damn it, these guys, they're doing it again.
Cause okay, so there's like a lot of plot points going around, right? Like we technically glossed over like a few, because it just kind of converges.
Well, it's just like converges.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
there's like the plot point with like, Otama getting kidnapped. So then the three people, like Luffy, Zoro, and then what's her name?
Kiku.
Kiku.
Are you talking about the
girl?
the girl? Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious because the entire time she's like trying to, she is obviously hiding stuff, but Zoro's the one that notices. But
I know Zoro's like,
the one that notices. She's like, she's hiding something, and he's just like smiling.
But I like how Kiko's like, can you save me? And Zoro's like, no.
No, she's like, oh, I think I can just go back home because I need to be protected, or blah, blah, like all these things. And he's like, you can do fine. I know you can do fine. I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is funny because now Zoro has that sense. And it's like, okay, that's cool.
He's not too stupid anymore.
Nah. I think it just comes with swordsman, samurai. Like,
yeah.
He's like, he could tell, like, oh, they know what they're doing. Right. So, but it was like, there's that sumo wrestler dude that's deals.
Yeah, the sumo wrestler who like wants Kiko to be his wife.
Yeah.
So that's another plot point that gets brought into like the overall like gotta save Otama.
Mm-hmm. Because he has a thing, and then they just wrecked it because Luffy's like, nah, screw this. Boom. Or he's like, I like sumo wrestling too.
He's like, I'm good at it.
He's like, sure.
I just love how Luffy's like about to fall, but then like gravity kind of takes over, and then he's so flexible that it's just like, oh, he just won't.
Rolls up.
He just won't fall. He just rolls over.
Yeah.
But that was a cool fight. It's the sumo wrestling style fight.
I think it was just more like, oh, let's just get this out of the way, but
very
breaks the
trolly.
building. Yeah, it's just trolly.
Yeah.
And
then as that's going on, Law versus Hawkins starts happening, and then Law's just like, I gotta go, like.
But I like how he's like, where are you, Hawkins? And he just has his head covered. He's like, because he's trying to hide his identity, right? So just making sure.
Not very well, because his power is very
very unique and specific.
Yes,
and Hawkins like, wait, is this? I'm like, okay, yeah, that works.
And but then his tattoos on his hands, like you can't get rid of that.
Yeah. So it's like the little things that we would feel like they notice, right?
Yeah.
So that was funny.
But yeah, that kind of like all converges into one. Basically, they do save Otama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And escape the town. Yeah. But as they're escaping, they bring food to the people in the town.
It's like it's all chaotic, and they bring the food, and it's like, because the thing is, that town was, I thought that was a very good introduction of like, okay, now we know this is the town that sustains, is actually sustaining people.
Yeah.
And it's not being used for everyone, blah blah blah. Like, we understand that caste system. There's a caste system too.
Yeah, there is.
Or social standing. I forgot what it's called. Because they were talking about like, oh, class system. Like, samurai can't. It's not. I don't know. Is that like just? You know what? I'll ask that. Has that been a thing? Do you know?
I'll let you find out.
Okay. Fine. Okay, that answers my question already.
I'll let you find out.
Okay. Because it leads into this part, I'm just gonna jump to it because this is the one.
Yeah, you jump into it.
I freaked out. I sat there and I'm like, so after all these fighting, I was like, okay, this is normal, this is fine. And then the moment they're like, oh, go see the ghost of Wano, I was like, okay, sure, whatever that means. That's kind of weird. I'm like, okay, we're gonna. I mean, but we've seen like that one arc with like ghosts and shit, so it's fine.
Yeah. Thriller bark.
So I'm like, okay, cool, we got this thing. All of a sudden we go there and it's like, wait, those gravestones have all their names. I'm like, that's weird. Huh?
Were you freaked out a little bit?
No, I started thinking. I was like, okay, well, I only saw Kinemon. I didn't pay
Yeah.
attention, and then Raizo, I didn't pay attention to who else. But I assumed
Oh,
like,
okay.
I started assuming like, okay, well, maybe it's like the samurai stuff and all. If I saw Momo's, I would have
You would
flipped
have
a
known.
little bit
Yeah.
more. But I think I just kind of, I got confused with them. I was like, okay, wait, because I remember, and this is again a break of how long we've been reading, and I'm like, oh yeah, Kinemon did say he's not who they think they are, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then I forgot that it was just more like, oh, he's not Momo's dad, he's like the guard and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then now,
Now you know just a little bit.
this is when it got wild. This is when I was like, wait, now we're introducing time travel into this?
I was waiting for you to read that, and I was like, he's probably going to have questions.
I literally sat there and I'm like, what the shit? And my wife is like studying and she looks back, she's like, what? She's like, don't. She jolted because I was quiet the entire time, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, time travel? She's like, she just gives me like the biggest grin. She's like, yes.
You're there. Did you have questions?
I had questions on how that worked, but
Okay.
then they mentioned that, then they explain it, because Kinemon did explain it, how they're actually from the past. And I'm like, okay, so it's not just like some weird, like,
Time travel.
well, it is, but
Yeah.
it was like, they explained that, like, so, in the past, everyone was, like, being attacked by Kaido and all that, right? So Kaido was
Yeah.
already attacking 20 years ago, because they jumped 20 years forward. If you're a train, that's on my end, by the way.
Look left and right.
Yep. Yep. But so Kaido was attacking,
Yeah.
and then everyone's like going to shit, and then they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we gotta save Momo and like the royal family." Da 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 da. And then the castle is burning down. This is when they reveal that Momo's mom has the time fruit,
Yes.
and that's when I was like, okay. So now there's time travel. There's a fruit that deals with that. But if she died, that means that if that fruit's legit, it's about to go back into the cycle. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I'm trying not to say anything.
I
I'm just
know.
letting you spit out whatever info you got.
Because now, well, and then that, so she gave the prophecy because apparently the current shogun's like would be freaking out. They never say
Yeah.
he is or not. People are assuming because they're like, oh, that prophecy, it's the 20th year. Where are they? Where's the ghost? And I'm like, oh, they're alive.
They're here. They're alive.
So the confirmed ones are Raizo, Kinemon, Kanjuro, and then is Kiku one?
It was Momo that have graves.
Well, they said that there was 8, right?
Yeah,
8, 9?
8. I think 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So only the 4 of them were pushed to the future?
I won't say anything.
Well, I'm just, no, because I want to make sure I read that right, because I thought they said
Yeah.
8 people got pushed.
I won't say anything. You can reread that part and see where it
No,
goes.
it just, if you know, if I had to reread it, that means I already read it, so you can tell me, right?
I'll just, it's a complicated thing in Wano, okay? That's all I'll say.
She just doesn't remember the details at that point. I get it.
I'm like, huh. Also, I don't want to blurt out anything.
Well, no, because they met. So here's the thing: were the 3 older people that they met? They were not a part of that group then, right? They were just people that were told the prophecy and they believed the queen or the what's her name?
Yeah,
Momo's
since
mom.
you read it later, yeah, and you know the details. Yeah, I'll go along with it. Yeah.
What's the point of doing the episode if
Just kidding.
you have questions? I'm like, I'm asking the question.
But now my answers are like, yeah.
The
yeah,
detail was
it's
there.
all true. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Okay. So there's only 4 right now.
Yeah. But everyone's reunited. That's all that matters.
Okay.
I feel like Harrison's gonna like remember this, and then he's gonna read along, and he's just gonna be like, "Eh."
Veronica doesn't know how to read. She doesn't remember anything.
But then you're just gonna keep on eating. And that's that.
Anyway, yes, time travel is a thing.
Time travel is a thing. A little
So that was
taste
like
of
the
it.
first. That was like the first part, right? Everything before this was like, okay, cool. It's set up. It's like, okay, now understanding.
It's kind of like
Wano.
your usual
It's like
start.
understanding. It's like they just explain how society works here, right?
Yeah.
What then wowed me was Kaido shows up
Oh,
in
yeah.
dragon form.
Yeah.
Right already?
Yeah.
He's drunk.
Yes.
I thought that was so funny. I was like, everyone's like, oh no, Kaido's here. Oh, and it's like, is he drunk?
He is a little drunk.
He's a little drunk. He's like, the buzzes. He's buzzed.
He is buzzed. It's really funny. But yeah, he kind of just shows up right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy how Luffy versus Kaido just kind of happens.
It just happens first act. I was like, oh, okay.
Here we go.
And everyone's like, whoa, Luffy's doing the thing. He's beating him up. Oh my god. Then Kaido gets up. He's like, huh? Boom.
Wham.
And honestly, there are times when I personally think Luffy's an idiot. And I actually was glad that he got beat. I was like, yes, thank you. Please. Thank God.
Yes.
Make him upset. Throw him into jail. Have him like do another training arc. Sure, why not?
Wow, you're kind of saying what's about to happen.
Wait, actually,
he does get captured.
he gets captured and like.
Yeah.
I thought the
Funny.
fight was cool. But it really just showed like, okay, this is where Luffy's at, and then where's Kaido, right? And I think that was like a good.
Well, it kind of
setup.
shows the levels, right?
It does, yeah. I'm glad. Like it's like I'm glad that was the case because it was. I think Luffy needed that wake up call, so I was like, okay, that's good. Even though he's an idiot, everyone's like, no, stop it.
He is an idiot.
They did also reveal the prism. What's it called?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I forgot what the material is called all of a sudden, but it's the thing that like prevents them from using their powers.
Yeah.
Or the fruit powers.
Yeah.
So that originates from Wano.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it does.
I was like, because Hawkins says it.
No, it does. Now I just want to mess with Harrison.
I was like, part of me is like, I can understand if she's like trying to avoid saying other things, and she's like, yes, this is where he's at. Okay, cool. I get it.
I'm
just
like,
funny.
yeah. No, but yeah. But it's just so funny because like, I feel like you wouldn't expect Kaido to just kind of pop in.
No, I did not expect
at all.
I expected at most like he's just flying by, but he came in.
I like how you're like, I just want him to like fly by.
No, it's not even that. I didn't expect him to just swoop down and be like, where are those guys?
Where are those kids at?
Yeah, bring me the kids. And I was like, dude, Kendrick just dropped something. Don't say that now.
Yeah.
You can't be saying that kind of stuff. Hey, yo.
Hey, now. No, but yeah, Luffy lost. Luffy gets captured.
And then Law loses but doesn't get captured.
No, yeah,
he
correct.
escapes. Yeah.
Yeah, but then Luffy gets reunited with Kid, the other first generation.
Yeah. I was like, it's here. Oh, okay, now we're here. I love how they're like, oh, just feed it a fish once a day, or put the fish in that cage once a day. Take out the bone. He did not take out the bone.
Yeah, lots of mysterious stuff. Also, Kinemon has a plan that he wants to instill while they're in Wano.
Yeah, but that goes to shit because he's like, oh, we gotta stay low for like 2 weeks.
Didn't happen.
No. He is also a married man to the lady that was saved by Zoro, and I was like, wow.
Zoro, yeah. The connections are connecting here.
Yeah. They also gave like a quick backstory on like Lord Ogden. How do you spell it? Ogden? I couldn't remember. There's a year now. I don't know why. There's so many O's. There's so many like O names actually. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
there are.
fucking O names.
There's too many O names.
A lot of K names too. I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, the Shogun is like Orochi.
Yes,
Yeah.
Orochi. But then it doesn't help
Otama.
that Otama, and then it doesn't also help that Robin's fake name is also an O name too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is fine. It's not like I already knew your name and I had to keep up with other names.
It's fine. It's fine. It's just really funny because half of the Straw Hats have like a fake Wano life.
They do.
And then
Yes.
the other half is just like, let's survive and save Luffy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, your one line actually just like the battle Onigashima. I was like another O thing, and then Kaido's another.
Yeah. It's all connecting. It's fine.
It's fine. It's cool though.
But it's a chaotic first arc.
I love how they just actually just said arc end, like
Yeah.
or not arc, but like act one end.
Act 1 ends.
I was
Yeah.
like, all right. I see.
Because Act 2 is about to start.
Yeah. It's good. It was fun. It's finally
good,
good.
it's
It's good that I'm glad I started reading One Piece again. It's been nice.
But I'm sure it was nice to see everyone again.
Oh yeah, it's cool. I
Because
like
I know
how
you
now,
low key like One Piece now.
I do like One Piece.
Low-key.
Okay, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
that's what
I was
thought.
gonna say it was cool that everyone got their new outfits. It's funny. The outfits that everyone has now is what I kept seeing for years, right? And I just
Oh yeah.
like this is what I kept seeing when I actually paid attention because when I was dating my wife, she put into perspective when I started dating her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 2016. Dressrosa was the thing,
Oh.
and I remember seeing Whole Cake for a little bit. Like,
But then,
this is all like promotion. Like I'd see the key art, and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh yeah, and then COVID happened. That's when Wano.
That's when Wano-
just took
yeah,
over.
yeah. And that's when I was like kind of starting getting interested in one, like, because I kept hearing like how crazy cool it is, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like when a manga has
definitely
used
like-
Japan for a bit, I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. I see.
You definitely like the color palette in Wano. I want to see your reaction to it.
I actually do agree because I think I've seen key art from like the beginning when Wano
Yeah.
started for anime. I was like, dude, I like the color. I was like, dude, this is colorful. Oh, I like the art. Oh, this is cool.
Now you're reading it.
Yeah. So I do want to watch, but I rather, it's fine.
Read first. Read
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for you. Wano's one of my favorite post time skip arcs. It's top tier. With full of disrespectful moments. But so is the next arc, so it's fine. It's fine.
She's hyping me up. She's trying to.
Low key,
It's working.
but it's
though.
exciting.
It's
starting.
working.
Starting.
It's like, so the reason why it took so long and then like it just worked because we had to like work on Haikyuu anyway as a series.
Yeah, it kind
But then
of worked itself.
It was a
itself
good
out.
spot because I was like, okay, I haven't actually started yet, so I haven't like delved into
Like,
like the arc yet.
Gone in, yeah.
Which
Which I think I appreciate you troll stopping at that point. Because you were like, yeah, I just saw Zoro, and I was like, okay, fine. Go read Haikyuu. It's fine. We're fine.
she told me a stopping point, and I was like, but what if?
And I'm like, huh.
If I got to the time fruit, like the whole like
Yeah, the
time travel thing,
whole
I would have
time
kept
travel.
going. I would have, because I'm about to keep going. But for the sake of like making sure I don't overstep saying anything, I stopped for this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. It's great. It's cool. I'm excited for you. This is like where I'm most excited for you to be. This is where just everything just.
This is the part I was wanting to get. Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
But yeah, that's all I have. I don't think. I mean, it was chaotic as always with our One Piece reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No.
Nothing else. Nada. But thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on all of our socials at NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo. Logos above Harrison's head. If you're on YouTube, comment down below what you're most excited for Harrison to keep on reading, keep on going, moving forward. We're in Wano. It's all good. It's great. Smash that subscribe button, like this video, save for later. You know what to do. We'll come back next week for Act 2. talk to you next time. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.